here we are, Tuesday, April 8th, the week of just all this work to prepare for my next week off. I went home last night after the show was over, went right into that bathroom. I mixed together baking soda and water to make that paste. I got my $2 grout brush from Walmart, and I just scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed some more to get rid of all that gunk between the shower tiles. And during all of that, one of my friends who's coming out here to visit me in July just all of a sudden went on this drunken rampage on a Monday afternoon, started spamming the group chat, talking about kayaking in Twin Falls because we have that plan for the 4th of July weekend. And I mentioned very briefly before I started the whole deep cleaning process that potentially one of the other friends in the group for the trip out here doesn't necessarily want to go kayaking. And this guy just went off. And I mean, just completely went off the rails. It was so annoying. I'm trying to scrub, and I got baking soda stuff all over my hands, and I hear my phone every 5 seconds. I had to mute all the group chats. So annoying. I barely made any progress with that shower. Yeah, it was a hour-long, maybe more, process of me just scrubbing around each tile. I'll probably have to do it again maybe this weekend. I don't feel like doing that again tonight. I feel like I'll move on to the kitchen, start putting away all the dishes that are right there on the counter. It's a fun life for sure. Work here, work at home. Getting ready for my vacation next week. Very excited for that. If you want to get a hold of me, you can always call 208-535-1015. Peach's Pit Party. We'll be back with a much more enticing show coming up here in just a few more minutes. Tuesdays are typically the days when bands announce tours. Sometimes it'll happen on a Monday, but today, Breaking Benjamin, 3 Days Grace announced a co-headlining tour with Return to Dust. They're going to be in Salt Lake City September 27th at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater, formerly known as the USANA Amphitheater. I need to get that one posted on our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. I saw a bunch of other places were celebrating. Blink-182 also announced a late summer, early fall headlining tour, and they'll have Alkaline Trio open up for them. That, unfortunately, is not coming anywhere close. I'm sure they're doing some giant arenas with that one, I'm assuming, because Blink-182 is just huge. So you can find which shows, which tours are making their way to our area, Boise, Salt Lake City, even right here in eastern Idaho, by simply going to our concert calendar that's always available to you at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Also, if I ever miss a show, feel free to hit me up on social media at Brendan Peach. You can find me on there. You can message the K-Bear page as well. And you can also find the concert calendar through the shortcut on the K-Bear 101, Alt 101, and Cannonball 101 apps. All right, so this is not the first goring of the year, but it's the first tourist getting in trouble at Yellowstone, at least making headlines. MSN.com posted this not that long ago. When was it posted? 4 hours ago. A Yellowstone National Park tourist was sentenced to jail for getting too close to Old Faithful. That's right. Angela Flaherty of Seattle. She was sentenced to 7 days in jail after pleading guilty to coming within 10 feet onto the cone of Old Faithful, violating a federal law. And I'm sure there's no signs there, right? Well, of course there is. And I'm sure it's common sense not to get that close to a geyser. But sure enough, tourists, they don't listen. Overall people. We've talked about it many times before. Overall, people do not listen at all. And the law requires foot travel in all thermal areas and within the Yellowstone Canyon between the Upper Falls and Inspiration Point must be confined to boardwalks or trails that are maintained for such travel and are marked by official signs. She was also ordered to pay a $40 fee on top of the jail time. And she's not the only visitor who has gotten too close to the attraction in recent years. I'm sure we'll see more and more of these stories pop up, and we'll soon see the first goring of 2025 from the bison. Does a petition really solve anything? We've talked about this plenty of times, that petitions don't do anything, especially a change.org petition. However, I will sign this one to put googly eyes on New Jersey transit trains. Yeah, I just saw this. It got shared. 115 verified signatures so far to put googly eyes on all of the New Jersey transit trains. Now, googly eyes on trains has been a massive success in Boston. Now, has it? Have they actually added googly eyes, or is this some sort of online joke? I feel like this is a chat GPT generated description. Googly eyes on trains has been a massive success in Boston. Everyone doubted the googly eyes at first, and now seeing them is the best part of people's day. If Boston can do it, so can we. Let's bring a smile to the New Jersey commuters. Let's put googly eyes on the trains. Can you see the vision? And the guy who made the whole petition said, if New Jersey Transit agrees, I'll personally pay for stick-on googly eyes myself. There will be no cost to the taxpayer. It's proven, it's joyful, and it's 100% risk-free. Email me at googlyeyesnj@gmail.com. Do they make googly eyes that big? And how much are those things? They have to be quite expensive for the giant ones, because if we're putting giant googly eyes, actually, I don't know, giant googly eyes, Amazon 12-inch, okay. Well, I'm seeing here 18-inch white inflatable glow. Those are inflatable. I don't need inflatable. 12-count giant wiggly eyes. I mean, they could be, I don't know. They could be expensive. But the guy said he'd pay for it himself. And does this affect my day? No. But I could only imagine some people actually going onto the tracks to take a picture of the train from head on to show off the googly eyes. And next thing you know, they're ran over. The Pittsburgh Pirates have apologized to the family of Roberto Clemente after an ad for a canned vodka drink replaced the Hall of Famer's logo on the right field wall at PNC Park. The change was spotted when the Pirates played the Yankees over the weekend, and it caused quite the stir among Pirates fans. Pirates team president Travis Williams claimed the change was an honest mistake and that the logo would return to the right field wall. Williams said that the area was used for ads pre-COVID, and that when they didn't have a sponsor, the team added the number 21 logo to that part of the wall. With the NFL draft coming up in less than a month, there's been plenty of chatter about Shedeur Sanders, Deion's kid, who's regarded by most as the second best quarterback available. Rumors have swirled that Deion might advise Shedeur to avoid certain crappy teams. In a recent interview, Deion said he's not going to get involved. Instead, he's going to let the process unfold normally for Shedeur. That means the team that picks Shedeur won't have to deal with any drama, at least on draft day. And Netflix has had a lot of success with the Formula One docuseries Drive to Survive. And now the streaming giant is looking at another type of racing, Race for the Crown, which debuts on April 22nd, offers a behind-the-scenes look at horse racing throughout the Triple Crown season. It features interviews with owners, jockeys, and trainers, plus lots of horses in action. No thank you. But you know what? There's definitely a fan base for that. That is it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Barrel 101. Something I could have mentioned during the Shot Clock Sports Update is that last night we had a nail-biter of a championship game for the NCAA men's basketball tournament. The Florida Gators secured their third national title, first since 2007, with a 65-63 victory over the Houston Cougars in San Antonio last night. Despite trailing by 12 points in the second half, Florida's supporting cast kept the Gators in the game just long enough for Walter Clayton Jr. to get going in the second half, erasing a 12-point deficit on their way to a 65-63 win. Clayton, who had been scoreless in the first half, finished with 11 points, 7 assists, entering the Final Four's most outstanding player award. Reflecting on his teammates' support, Clayton said, "My team held me down until I was able to put the ball in the basket." The head coach, Todd Golden, at 39, became the youngest coach to win a national title since 1983. Florida also helped me win $5, $5 whole dollars, in the in-office tournament. I was really hoping Houston would lose because that would just kick me out of third place, and then I wouldn't win anything. But sure enough, Florida won. Our new general manager, Kevin, he won the entire thing. He had Florida-Houston in the championship, with Florida winning in one of his brackets. Had about 170-plus points. Josh Tyler from Classy came in second place with like 100 and I think he had 170 exactly. And then I finished with 162. At least I got some money. I got half the money I put in. The joys of gambling, right? So Jason Momoa is actually going to host the Black Sabbath Back to the Beginning concert July 5th in Birmingham, England, and it's only because he started pestering people for tickets. Yeah, he told NME, "I don't know how I'm going to host, but I'll figure it out. I'm just so excited to be there." It's funny because I was begging for tickets, and now I turn out to be hosting. The first person he hit up for tickets, well, he hit up Metallica guitarist Kirk Hammett. Hammett told Metal Hammer that Momoa called me up about the whole Sabbath show, like, can you get me tickets? I was like, bro, I had management send a message that Jason Momoa wanted to come to the Sabbath show, and next thing I know, we'd been told Sharon Osbourne had called him to ask him to MC it. Momoa does have some previous connection to the Aussie camp. He filmed a music video for Osbourne's 2020 single, Scary Little Green Men, that was teased on YouTube but never actually released. So, again, fame gets you places. I wish one day I could do something like that. Hit up some sort of band member, ask for tickets. Next thing you know, I'm on stage hosting some giant festival. Wouldn't that be nice? So down in Prospect, Kentucky, the Ohio River's been doing its best impression of a homewrecker, flooding everything in sight. And Captain's Quarters Riverside Grill, instead of fighting the water, they just invited it in. Well, sort of. They filled the entire restaurant with 6 feet of clean water on purpose. Why? Well, science, apparently. Something about balancing pressure so the walls don't cave in, which is clever, sure, but also sounds like someone just lost a bet, you know? Like, imagine showing up to work and your boss is just swimming through the dining room like it's normal. Yeah, just mop the ceiling when you're done type of thing. Well, I mean, the owner did a great job because, the restaurant's still intact. They're going to be okay. I wonder if he just remembered that from science class or if he just is knowledgeable. I would love to know his thought process on why he did that, because I would have never, ever, ever thought of that. And I'll say, you know what? Maybe I should remember this just in case, it floods here in East Idaho and I need to protect my apartment. So I just start putting water all over the floor. I'm sure I'll forget about this and end up just panicking. Maybe I'd be the stupid guy, tubing down the flood, tubing down the dirty water down the street. Somehow I ended up on Yahoo News, out of all places. Yeah, very weird, right? And I had to do like an internet double take when this headline popped up. I studied Hooters girls for a living. Here's what I learned about their well-being. And I was like, which sick old dude decided to write this? Well, it's actually a lady. Diana Brooke wrote this this past Sunday. Yeah, she spent years studying Hooters girls, like as a job, like actual research with funding. She apparently worked there undercover, blending in, taking notes, learning the inner workings of Hooters hierarchy, which honestly sounds less like sociology and more like the plot of a very specific kind of reality show, like Welcome to Hooters Academy, only one can earn the golden pitcher or something like that. But turns out there's a lot going on under the surface, like complicated dynamics, rules, expectations, even emotional labor. Still, imagine explaining to your parents that your college degree involved memorizing the difference between mild, medium, and 911 sauce, Academia is wild. I can't even say the word properly. More wings, more nonsense. I feel like there should be a Netflix documentary, and most likely there will be, on the downfall of Hooters. And you know what? I'll watch it. I'm having a tough time trying to figure out which one's the more fat thing to do. Not that long ago, I talked about the Kentucky Fried Chicken flavored toothpaste that you can get from highsmile.com. I thought it was His Smile, but I'm like, why is there only one S? I believe it's highsmile.com. They actually have a wide variety of flavored toothpastes, and I didn't know about it. But it is like $11 per tube plus shipping on top of that. So there's that option that, you like KFC, you like fast food so much, you're like, you know what, let me brush my teeth with KFC flavored toothpaste. Or you can ask for a Snickers themed coffin. This guy, Paul Broom from England, he was recently laid to rest in a unique Snickers themed coffin. He was known for his quick wit and mischievous sense of humor. He had often joked about wanting such a coffin, and his family ensured his wish was fulfilled. So that's nice. The coffee, designed to resemble a Snickers bar, featured the phrase, "I'm nuts," a nod to Broom's playful nature. So being buried, can I see what this coffin looks like? Can I click on this thing here and takes me to it? Oh, it's not even like, okay, I see. Yeah, so it's like a regular coffin, but there's like stickers on the outside, like there's giant nuts. There's the bottom part looks like it's the Snickers getting unwrapped. That's kind of cool. I personally think the fatter thing to do is to use the KFC themed toothpaste. Does that make your breath also smell like fried chicken? That wouldn't be good, right? Because I want something other than mint, but I don't want something that's going to like ruin my breath even more so after I brushed my teeth. KFC toothpaste. I can't get over that for some reason. You think it's easy being the Easter Bunny? Think again. You're out here hopping mall to mall, trying to spread joy, maybe hand out some plastic eggs and jelly beans, and then bam, jumped by a bunch of teenagers in Naples, Florida. Oh, yeah, over the weekend, 3 teens, 2 13-year-olds and a 14-year-old, attacked the Easter Bunny at the mall, just full-on ambushed the poor rabbit, pushed the rabbit, pulled at the costume, shoved them around for absolutely no reason. The Easter Bunny in question, a 24-year-old woman just trying to make a buck and probably hating every second inside that giant sweaty suit. Luckily, she wasn't hurt, just probably rethinking every life decision that led her to this moment. The teens got hit with misdemeanor battery charges. Meanwhile, the bunny's taking some PTO and a therapist recommendation. Florida, man, it never, ever takes a holiday. At first, I thought this was an April Fool's Day prank, but I saw it was posted April 2nd. Texas is reportedly planning to test America's first Autobahn-style highway where there's no official speed limit. Is this a real story, or am I just reading something that some random guy posted on Facebook for clicks? Because, again, you can easily do that now. Well, I see here someone, this is just a random person, Malte car stand top retail expert. Why am I on LinkedIn? Why, did someone post this on LinkedIn? They just put this post on there? Texas is considering a pilot program to test the nation's first Autobahn-style highway featuring sections with no official speed limit. The proposed 25-mile stretch between Austin and San Antonio aims to cater to high-performance vehicles and drivers seeking a high-speed experience. The design includes extra-wide lanes, advanced camera systems, and warning signs for slower drivers. I doubt this is real. I doubt it, big time. It doesn't even give me a credible source for the article. It just says a transportation official was quoted saying, we're trusting Texans to use good judgment and great tires. That sounds like it was a Chat GPT generated parody article, very similar to the one that we posted on the K-Bear page about lifted trucks being banned from Idaho, and there was people that actually believed it. Come on. We're not that gullible. Stop doing this fake rage bait online, because this got a ton of laugh reacts on Facebook. And I don't believe this is real. You ever just hit that phase of adulthood where you wake up one day and just go, you know what I need? A giant dry erase wall calendar. Like, not a normal planner, not a Google calendar. I don't mess with the online stuff. No, I'm talking full, giant, monthly view, color-coded, vacations tracked, house projects tracked, when to buy dog food, when I get a pet, tracked. I feel like I'm the manager of a mid-sized company trying to keep track of all the stuff that needs to be tracked. I have a small little calendar my sister got for me here in the studio, but it's not big enough for me to write on certain days. Like, it's pretty funny for the wall. It's a how to talk to short people wall calendar. And what I put on there is like, hey, I'm interviewing Johnny Hawkins this day. I'm interviewing this person this day. I'm taking this day off, that type of thing. But I want to get an even bigger one and put it in my house so that way I can, keep track of when taxes are due, when I need to get my oil changed, a whole bunch of other stuff. So I feel like I've unlocked that level of adulthood where I need to get all my stuff organized, especially once in the future I start having a family and stuff, and I got to keep track of kids too. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. Now, I talked about this question on the noon hour of madness and mayhem earlier today, talking about what is a piece of outdated tech you secretly miss. I figured I could ask you for to peach their own. Top answer, I miss when Google gave you the best answer, not the most sponsored one. Google Images and Google Shopping basically merged years ago silently. I didn't even know about that, to be quite honest with you, so if you want to give me your best answer to this, what is a piece of outdated tech you secretly miss? 208-535-1015. Call in right now for to peach their own. K-Bear, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Peaches?
Oh, nothing much. Same old stuff. What about you, man?
Nothing much. Just working too.
Yeah, I am. As you can tell by the sound of me, I am just exhausted, and it's only Tuesday. So we'll see how the rest of this week goes.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was Wednesday, honestly.
Right, right. Yeah. So do you
Yeah.
have an answer for it to Peach Theron?
Yeah, I actually do.
All right. What's a piece of outdated tech you just secretly miss?
I would have to say the Microsoft Zune MP3 player.
I honestly never used one of those. Let me see here.
I used to have one. I used to have the bulky one before they went. They kind of copied the iPod.
Was it around the same time as the iPod? Because I know the iPod was basically what everyone had.
Yeah, it was still around at the time, and then it got outdated because Apple got popular.
Oh, so Zune was before the iPod.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this thing. It's I definitely do miss those old school just music players like that.
Yeah, I used to like the bulky ones though, the big Zunes. They used to hold a lot of music, and I had a whole bunch of good songs on there, but I got lost. So
That's one thing I wish I still had was my old iPod. I feel like that'd be funny to revisit what I had on there back then and all that. Maybe I'd cringe.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know, right?
Right, right. Well, awesome, man. Well, thank you for that answer.
Yeah, no problem, Peaches.
You have a good one.
You too.
K-Bear, how's it going?
Hey, Peaches, how you doing?
Doing fantastic. You here to answer today's To Peach Their Own question?
Yes, absolutely. You best believe.
All right. What's that piece of outdated tech you just secretly miss?
So, first thing that comes to my mind is the Nintendo GameCube. Like, for real, video gaming was, like, at its purest back then, and, like, it didn't seem like every company wanted to, like, give you a kind of a half game and then suddenly, make you pay for the rest. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. And they also had bonus levels back then that you had to secretly find. You didn't have to buy DLC and then add it on.
Exactly.
Right. We sound like a bunch of boomers
100%.
with this question.
If that's how it is, that's how it is. But the simple fact of the matter is that, like, too many video game companies have turned into, like, these cash cows where they'll sell you a half game and then make you pay for the rest, and they'll throw in a bunch of, like, cosmetic details that don't actually mean anything. Like, it was a lot purer back then, for reals.
And how do you feel about games going up to like $80-$90 now?
I mean, if they can deliver a good, solid product that I feel, like that's worth it, then 100%. But the problem is most companies aren't doing that anymore. So it's going to be $80-$90, and then you're going to have to pay like an additional $30-$40 to finish the story. It's going to be nuts.
Right. I'm excited. I'm actually not excited. I'm kind of scared to see how much GTA 6 is going to cost me because I feel like that'll be the first game in I don't know how many years that I'll pay full price for because all I've been doing is seeing what's on Game Pass, downloading those games and playing those.
Oh, yeah, and if it's anything like GTA 5, you're going to end up buying like 4 versions of it as well for 4 different systems.
Yeah, and then also it's going to be here forever. That'll be the game. I'll be 40 when that game is still, they're still adding stuff. And that's like 12 years from now. That's wild to think.
All right.
But, yeah, man, thank you for that answer. I appreciate it.
Of course. Hey, buddy, have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. What's a piece of outdated tech that you just secretly miss? Let me know that answer, 208-535-1015. Just looking at some of the answers for this To Peach Their Own question, I posted it on the K-Bear 101 FM Facebook page. The Dreamcast from Jacob, Sega, Manny, keypads and iPhones, the actual buttons. I don't miss those. Really, I just don't. I do miss, however, landlines. And instead of us having some, crazy cell phone, I do miss just having a landline. Somebody said they missed a pager, though. I never used one of those. I feel like those things would have been a pain. I would love to know why this person misses a pager. Katie also saying my iPod. A lot of different answers here. So, yeah, if you want to answer today's To Peach Their Own question, it's on our Facebook page, K-Bear 101 FM. What is a piece of outdated tech you just secretly miss? Hey, K-Bear, what's going on?
Hey, I'm just calling in to answer your question of the day.
What's that piece of tech you miss? What's that outdated piece of tech that you miss?
I would say CD players in cars.
Dude, okay, yeah, thank you. I completely forgot about that.
100%, because, I actually have CDs, and most of the newer cars don't have a thing where I can slide my CD in and play it. It's like sometimes I don't have access to internet or radio, and I'm wanting to listen to my CDs.
Right.
And most of the cars don't have that, and that's something that really needs to come back. That and side note with that also, so many cars just have screens and 0 buttons. In my eyes, that is more unsafe than safe because, you know, you're like trying to change something and there's no surface. It's only a screen. You aren't able to feel anything. So you have to take your eyes off the road to look at it.
Definitely. I wholeheartedly agree with everything that you just said, especially the CD players being taken out of cars. It took me like a couple months to realize that the new car that I have, the Santa Fe, didn't have a CD player. And I was so bummed out the very first time I saw that.
Oh, man, I'd be so upset. Oh.
Yeah. Part of me just wants to get a vintage car in the future, not only because I just want to, you know, have a whole fixer-upper, but also have that CD player just right there.
Do it, man. They are way better.
Right. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.